You cheeky monkey, are you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Why'd you get that mug?
It was bought for me.
Who bought it for you?
My sister.
Oh, I won't go there. Won't go there. Tempted to, but not going to. I just want to recap on something. I giggled just before we recorded.
All right.
Because it just... I hate you more when you're in the room. More little... And hate's a positive thing. We discussed this last week.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, on that note, yeah, I realised that I've thunk on it a bit more. Lust is a good motivator, but not necessarily for the Industrial Revolution.
No.
It's like, that's like a short term, it will motivate you to do things.
It doesn't necessarily
on a
motivate
grand
you to
scale.
do good things.
Maybe. It also can't.
Yeah.
Make you do bad things, but make you do good things as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't make people build trains. So just...
No one's
It's a motivating factor.
lusting after a tunnel.
Yeah.
But some people lust after bridges.
People lust
Planes.
after everything.
We have been through that.
Yeah, each their own.
Yeah. No one's lusted into inventing something, I guess.
I guess in some
Sex
ways,
toys, maybe.
in some
What
ways,
was that Burn After Reading thing where George Clooney built that big dildo chair in his basement?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
vaguely.
That was a lust thing, I guess.
Well, it was a lust that prompted the process
Mm.
and may have been present throughout the process.
An industrial revolution of sex toys.
Yeah, but it was. I think anger would have made it better. Would have built it more efficiently.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
maybe.
But anger is just the log you put on the fire to keep the fire burning hot.
Right,
The thing that prompts you to start the fire is rational thought or lust.
right.
Is what I'm saying. I guess.
Okay.
And then, but to get you where you're going, to burn it all, it's anger. But yeah, just something to think about.
All right.
Yeah, you said. I think there's we spoke briefly last week about how if you don't feel the motivation to drive somewhere for an hour, then it's probably not a passion of yours.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon it's a weird way of thinking. I guess I understand it because I've made that rationalization myself, but I've made that rationalization to avoid doing anything. Like it could be something I really want to do. It could be something that I don't want to do. But that'll be my justification for. Oh, it's an hour's drive away. The stars have aligned. I'm not feeling it. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. I suppose it depends. It depends what it is. Because like, I think we've both been in situations where we've driven like over 100 miles to go to a gig.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Took a taxi over 100 miles. Because the trains finish at 10.
yeah,
In Manchester.
welcome to anywhere but London.
Yeah. This was like, I guess this was like 2006. So
Yeah, I think you can
trains were different.
you can get an Uber at any time in Manchester now.
Yeah, about 100 miles.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that.
I had a drum skin
the,
from the band.
the trains still don't run.
Yeah. I had a train go to the wrong station before.
How? Like it's just one track.
Just went to the wrong place.
Oh,
Had to turn around.
fucking Hogwarts or something.
I went to Stoke and it was meant to go to Alsager, I think. As in it just went past it or went around it years ago.
I don't know if they're on a. I think they're. I think you go. Depending on which way you go through one to get to the other, don't you?
I think so, maybe. But yeah, then you had to turn around. Train.
Train doing a 54-point turn.
No, I just reversed.
Oh, that
They
makes
go.
sense.
Yeah. So just don't let distance get in the way of your passions. Is what I'm
All
saying.
right.
And don't let distance discourage you because I guess it's arrogance, isn't it? You're
What?
so arrogant.
You pretty much.
Me. Not arrogant. Confident.
Yeah,
The most confident guy.
that's arrogant.
No, yeah. It was just a weird thing of like. I guess it's the thing. It's like a good marriage. You'll maybe know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But yeah, like they say, like a good marriage, a good relationship is created after knowing someone in depth for years. You don't. The one that you love is a different person 5 years in than one day in.
Yeah.
Because you get to know different spectrums of the person.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're saying, not you, but if you get to a point where you're like, I don't have a subconscious feeling that driving an hour is worth it. Is not necessarily the be all and end all. So don't put a radius around your dreams.
I'm not.
I'm saying. Yeah, but even if you're feeling like, oh, I'm not feeling it, maybe it's not my destiny. Like, oh, take a risk. Go for it. Just trying to be supportive.
All right, cheers.
Good. So how are you?
Yeah, all right. But thanks, Dr. Nick.
No road too far.
Dr. Nick. I never thought of that.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, no road too far. It was just a weird thing where I've never had that. I've had the feeling of this doesn't feel like something I want to do, so I'm not going to do it. But I guess it was a very specific example of, well, if it's an hour's drive, then no. Or if it's a 5-minute drive, then maybe. And I'd just be like...
Well, it wasn't that. It was that if it's that long and I don't want to do it...
Yeah.
And I don't want to go that long to do it, then it seems like I don't want to do that thing. Like, if I'm not willing to drive that far, because driving's not difficult, it's not taxing.
Yeah.
Like,
it's pure laziness if you didn't want to do it. So if you were too lazy to do something, then you wouldn't do it. Yeah.
No.
But it's the other definition on the other side. It's about a 45-minute drive. I guess that's a weird thing for me.
To Birmingham from where you are?
No, from me to come here, it takes me about 45 minutes.
Why?
Because of the distance and the drive.
From here to where you are?
Yeah.
Why does it take you 45 minutes to get here?
Because force equals mass times acceleration. Right? So straight line, it'd be different. But yeah, about 45 minutes. On average, it's what it takes me.
Traffic?
Maybe a little.
Going the right way?
I got here.
Like, I went past where you are to interview, to see a client last week. Right into the middle of Tunstall. And it only took 24 minutes to get there.
It's about a 10-minute drive from me to Tunstall.
Maybe.
So it's about a 35-minute drive. So really, we're talking about 10 minutes here. But yeah, on average, about 40. That's the weird thing. I guess driving's become. I think driving's a special thing for me because it's so much a part of my life that driving an hour, driving 40 minutes each way every week is like not an issue for me at all. It wouldn't be like, oh, I'm not going to go there because it's an hour's drive away. But like, hour's drive's easy. It's a walk down the road, basically. Yeah. In my perspective, so be like, if the thing that I want is down the road and I'm too lazy to walk down the road, I'm going to give up on my dreams. I guess that's what you were saying.
No, it's I obviously don't want it.
Word for word.
If I need it, that's a different thing. It's a difference between want and need, I guess. And then and the difference between want and need can be as much about an outlet as it is about a thing.
That's where the arrogance comes in, isn't it? Because you know what you want, apparently. But you're interpreting what you want from your laziness.
We're getting really far out into the weeds here. Like, I don't...
It's that, you're trying to figure out whether or not you want something based on how lazy you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, is that you?
Yeah. I'm in a new position for maximum microphone to pick up all these philosophical and insightful notes.
Yeah.
Radius on your dreams.
Thoroughly riveted by.
Oh, yeah. Cheers. You're trying to be nice to you.
Have you?
Yeah. Don't give up on your dreams, Steve. Go for an hour's drive.
This is why you don't do it.
It's
because you're lazy. Arrogant.
No, you're saying because you're lazy. I'm saying, don't let the laziness get in your way. And an hour's drive is nothing in the grand scheme of things. If it was a 7-hour drive,
that's a different thing.
When my 7-hour drive is your 1-hour drive.
Maybe,
I'm just a better person.
It's what you're willing to do and why you're willing to do it. Like, I would
capable of doing.
If I had to, let's say I was working away and it was like an 8-hour drive on a weekend to come back home and see Vix and spend time with her, I would do that.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it's, like there's a certain hierarchy.
Say there was a special new stamp released from a post office that was an 8-hour drive away.
All right.
You could drive there to go get it if it was your dream.
To have that stamp. Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't let an hour's drive get in your way.
All right.
2020.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, but other than that, good week, apart from, limiting your dreams to an hour's drive away.
I haven't. There's nothing that I want to do right now that is that far away.
How adventurous you are. There's no win. I'm just trying to explore something. It's a roadblock here, roadblock there. There, roadblock, everywhere, roadblock.
Yeah.
There's nothing you want to do that's more than an hour away.
No, as in, like, you're talking about, like, regular stuff. Like, you're driving that far away to do comedy and stuff.
To do dreams.
No, like, if there's something I actively partake in, like, if someone said, like, oh, hey, we've got this filming project for you, but it's in Canada, I'd go to Canada. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, that kind of stuff isn't getting in my way.
But it was music, it was singing, wasn't it?
It was the singing thing, thinking about, because, like, I'd been...
Yeah.
Like, I'd been asked to partake in other people's bands after I'd... left that one, and a significant amount of time had passed and things, but it was like I'd thought about it a bit, but I was really more interested in kind of doing my own stuff, which I'm still not doing.
Must us.
Yeah. But one of the things that was standing in the way was the distance it was from me, and I was like, well, if that's bothering me, then I obviously because it's a small thing.
Yeah,
like
it's the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Yeah.
It's like there's everything else to go for, but hang on, if I'm bothered by driving for an hour, then this is never gonna work.
Yeah, like that's
doesn't make it doesn't.
And it's
make sense
like particularly with that
fine.
example, it's looking out for kind of like red flags of things that will get annoying over time.
And your own spending time on your own for an hour driving there. If you're with yourself for an hour in a car, or 2 hours a day in a car. That's a red flag.
It's everything else. Like if practices ramp up and you've got to go over there like 3-4 times a week, immediately that's more. The cost of going back and forth that many times, like it's a bunch of things that come to a head that I'll think about before I actually go ahead and try it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm just saying, don't die before you get out of the stocks. You know what I mean,
all right,
don't take your shoes off before you get out of the stocks. 2020. Because
just make a calendar of just quotes that don't really mean anything.
Really weird images. No, don't take off your shoes. Just,
well, the guy on the calendar said I shouldn't, so no, I can't.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, right? It makes sense.
I understand.
I think that's what it is. I'm again single dad. I should say for the record, I've got no kids. I've said I'm a single dad for quite a lot without referencing. Yeah. And
you always have that
single. When if someone came to you and said I'm a single father, and then you said what are your kids' names, and I said I haven't got any kids, but I've got fish, you'd be like, okay,
yeah,
you're not a single father, you're a fish man. You're a fishman. Take out your bins. That's gone now.
No, I think that was Toggle.
Toggle?
Yeah.
Like a woggle, but for Thai people. Thai Boy Scouts. You've gone back into Thai Boy Scouts.
It's just reminding me to start timers and things.
It's a reminder to set a reminder.
So Toggle is a system for clocking the amount of hours that you're putting into a project.
Right. I think you mentioned.
So it's just reminding you, like, hey, by the way, I'm not switched on. So if you're working right now, you're not clocking these hours.
I'm a bit worried you haven't clocked in. Just so you know, you should clock in if you're doing anything.
It's
not saying you should.
It's because I'm logged onto my work account on the computer rather than my normal one.
You working? No. I'll remind you again in an hour.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you properly use that? It's such a Steve thing.
What? The timer thing?
Yeah.
I only started doing it recently. Yeah, because I was interested in how much time I was actually spending on a project and how much I was just imagining I was spending on a project.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like another useless thing to do with your life. But there was
it's good for billing hours and things.
Oh yeah. But you can just bill how many hours you want, I guess. Useless, yeah.
Yeah.
You can just be like, I worked for 8 hours that day. Pay me for 8 hours.
Yeah, but I want to know that I want to know that I have or I haven't. Like I switch it on and off every time I get up and sit down.
Weird confrontation in the air, isn't there? I'm pretty sure I brought it in.
Yeah,
but
you always do.
I did start off the episode with I hate you more when you're in the room.
So and then didn't really explain that.
It was because I remembered that you gave up on your dreams if they're an hour away. And
Oh, right,
that
okay.
just triggered me when I was setting up. I was
Right.
like,
So
oh,
you
yeah,
so now you hate me more.
well, I hate in a good way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a positive.
Yeah, it's the
Sure.
fuel of life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is the only relationship in my life where hate is a positive. But
good.
I'll deal with it.
Everyone else who hates you negatively.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Losers.
Yeah. How's your
It's
week
better
been?
engine. Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty good, to be fair. I've been working a lot of stuff for a long time. They kind of pretty much 98% now came to a halt.
One of those come to a head weeks.
Yes, lots and lots of work and lots of organisational stuff.
Sounds fun.
Yes, but it was like just a big slog all the way up to this week, and then at the end of this week, it's like, oh, it actually feels good and
Off
easier
your back. Yeah.
and chilled now. So yeah, pretty good. Then didn't do much creatively. There's not much going on as well, to be fair. No real news stuff. Nothing really. It seemed to be a quiet week around the world. Apart from apparently France is protesting about something.
Haven't they been protesting for
I think so, like months.
years?
Yeah.
Like that fucking, what are they called? Yellow jackets or whatever the hell they are?
Yeah. There's a whole thing about
Working class
the
people.
news is covering, Philip Schofield, but they're not covering France.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's that weird news is a conspiracy. The conspiracy is they're trying to control your thoughts. It's like, no, they just want to sell you. They just want your
Yeah.
money. And you'll buy a paper if Philip Schofield's on top, but
Yeah.
you won't buy a paper if France is on top.
Which stories will make them the most money?
Yeah. I think it is as simple as that. But people, oh,
No,
big conspiracy.
it does go deeper than that. Like, you can say, well, them spinning this incident in a positive or negative light will make them more money.
Yeah.
Them promoting this political party will make them more money in the long run. Like, you can take it down that route. But
Yeah.
on the whole, it's just what makes us more money.
Have you ever been a conspiracy guy?
I think I've tried to be, but I'm just too rational.
Alexa, you're paranoid about like digital technology and therefore people listening and doing stuff with the information.
See, even that, like, it doesn't really make me paranoid because I'm not dumb enough to think that like that I'm special enough for anyone to give a shit about listening to me. Like, that doesn't.
Paranoid but insecure.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, like I at the end of the day, like I use an iPhone. Siri's listening to me all the time. Like, it does the same thing.
Yeah.
I think I believe it can be used like to infiltrate people's personal lives, but I don't believe it would be for someone like me.
Yeah.
It's just
So would
I've
you
got-
be open to more tech in your house?
that's the thing. Like,
So there's a resistance there. Isn't there?
There is definitely a resistance. Like, I don't feel any need to invite it into my life, I guess.
More so than you already have.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
think it's good.
there's some conspiracy stuff that I believe in, like, quite passively. Like, I've never been quite sure about like JFK, and I've heard a bunch of things on either side about it. But the thing is, like, I do believe that there are conspiracies, but most of the time I just think people are stupid. Like,
Yeah.
people make mistakes and fuck things up, and then they will try and cover them up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really think a lot of stuff goes much deeper than that.
I think it's
I-
rare
I-
that people are organised,
Yeah,
and I think that getting a group of people to be organised
yeah.
can be quite a task.
Like, try concealing a secret once you've told it to 50 different people. Like, that's a government body.
Is it a secret?
Like, try
Yeah.
and get all of these people to shut up about something. Like, there's no way.
Oh, they
Stuff will
confirmed
get out.
aliens now, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah. Yeah. Would you remember well, I think, I can't remember if we spoke about this, but the Tic Tac
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I think Joe Rogan interviewed him on his podcast. Since that interview, the Navy have kind of accepted that, aliens. That's all I've heard about the matter.
Oh, like,
I'm not that
it was more
interested.
that. Yeah, no, there was something there, and we can't explain it.
Yeah, and that there's been multiple occurrences.
Oh,
and
right,
that's
okay.
something very vague. I heard it and I dn't look into it. So
Yeah,
it could all
but
be
then-
false, but they're
even
saying
then,
Space Force.
That's not like, oh, there's definitely aliens then. That could just be like, well, no, there's some other people
just be
fucking
Croatian.
around with whatever the hell kind of
Light
technology
speed.
this is, and we can't explain it.
I was traveling, speed of light. It was just some kids
No,
messing around.
I don't mean that,
with
but
light
like
speed.
you have to assume that like, well,
Giant tic-tac.
if the
Kids.
it goes back to the whole keeping secrets thing, I guess. Like if a governmental body is keeping secrets, then you have to also assume that they would keep secrets from each other. So this body will have secrets and this body will have secrets, and even though they're both part of the like US government or whatever, that doesn't mean they'd tell each other everything they know. Like you know what I mean? Like if you
Describe it like a virus. Well, this one catches this cold, and this one catches this cold. I don't know.
Well, like, so let's say there's people working in Area 51. They're not going to tell the Navy that they've found a spaceship. Like, why? Like, why would they? What's the advantage of the Navy knowing?
Because they all work together. What if it's in the sea? They all work together, don't they? That's what all the not SEALs, Delta.
I don't know.
UNAC,
Men in Black.
UNSOC. Yeah, that's a conspiracy. I don't think Will Smith is wiping people's memories, although he may want to.
No, Will
certain
Smith
films.
isn't. Tommy Lee Jones, though. Right. Definitely.
he's got a pen
Yeah.
that basically is Rohypnol
Yeah.
and just puts women to sleep, and
Yeah. But then
it's a weird rumor to spread.
I think the trouble is that when something does come so like the Epstein thing, when something like that does happen, where like a vast amount of the public see it and be like, that's bullshit. Whether it's true or not, lots of people have seen it and been very critical. It causes them to also be then like, well, what about this then? And what about this? Then all of this could be true as well. And when those things are not in any way related.
It's just that seed of curiosity that I think I just don't have with stuff like. I think that's the conspiracy thing. Is you're curious about something like Epstein didn't kill himself. You're like, yeah, probably not. And that's it for me. His mysterious circumstances. Oh, he was probably murdered then. Who did it? Everyone. I don't care. The Queen did it. Who cares?
Yeah.
He was murdered. Why? Because people are shit. End of conspiracy for me. That's the end of all conspiracies.
Yeah.
Some guy was a twat. All right. I can believe in that, Will.
Yeah. But yeah, but then you have that thing of like, then it is kind of viral. It does become a thing of like, oh, the Epstein thing, and then that triggers people thinking about this, and then all the flat earthers get up in arms and everything. Like, see, they're hiding this shit, then they could also be hiding this, and people. Like people then start like kind of relating different ideas that have nothing to do with each other, just because conspiracies could be real, so all of this could be real.
But I think I'm just at arm's length from pretty much everything. Like I said before, my whole belief in government and that is like it's like a neighbor. You should be able to handle all of your problems yourself. If you break your leg, you should be able to cast it and fix it.
Yeah.
And if you can't, then yes, take advantage of somebody who's going to help. But it's your responsibility to learn how to deal with all that shit.
Yeah.
And I think that you go like, I think anybody who's like, oh, the government's lying to you. It's like, yeah, that's why you shouldn't trust them. No, but they're lying. Yeah, so don't trust them. Why is he going?
Yeah.
It's just people in that tear between loving something, but also complaining about it. It's like, you just pick a lane, just make a choice. And I chose that I don't. There's stuff that goes way above my head, and if I accept that, then I have to accept that I won't understand everything, and if I don't understand everything, I've then got to accept that I shouldn't explore everything. So I just go, yeah, no, it makes sense. I know people who will make mistakes and will fuck up and are evil. So yeah, probably some evil shit happened. Yeah, but don't you want to relish in it? Nah, don't care. I'd rather just be filled with hate. I'd rather go on my hate train.
Yeah,
and go exploring. than deal with all that stuff. So so vague conspiracyist. You're a conspiracy hobbyist.
Yeah,
but you haven't gone to your shed in a while.
Yeah, like conspiracy theories, I approach them in the same way that I approach God. I don't know, nor do you, so why bother?
Well, God exists. I mean, it's been proven.
Has it?
Yeah, God exists. It's just interpretation. You don't believe in any gods?
So I went back and forth. I used to call myself agnostic, and now I consider myself an atheist. But just because there's no part of my brain that could ever believe in a creator.
Yeah.
Like, whatever that is that allows you to kind of visualize life and the world and whatever in that way, I don't have it. Like,
Same with like yoga, wasn't it? Where like you couldn't process yoga unless it was told by some scientific
meditation.
Meditation.
Yeah, like I don't have that spiritual thing, and God's never been explained to me in any way that wasn't spiritual. Now, I could, if you want to be like, well, the Big Bang. Let's say the Big Bang is God.
Didn't happen.
Well,
that's my hill. I'm never accepting the Big Bang.
No,
no sound in space. Go fuck yourselves. If you sneeze in space, no one fucking hears you. But apparently they heard a Big Bang.
Okay, the big explosion.
You can't have an explosion without air. So
what?
Fire and explosive. Yeah, fire needs air, oxygen in order to activate.
Explosion doesn't mean fire.
It does.
It means a rapid expanse of matter.
Through fire. It's got to be. You can't have an explosion from ice. It's the gavel.
Where's the what?
No explosions through ice. Ow. I had to move the gavel to get my laptop on it. Yeah. But yeah, I for just to be or is it devil's advocate, there's no Big Bang.
All right.
Go on. No, but yeah, I believe in at least I understand why people believe in gods throughout history. I think it's just a way of interpreting your subconscious, you know what I mean? Well, nothing necessarily spiritual about it, but
the whole religion and God thing seemed a way
focus.
Just seemed like a way to get big questions out of the way so you can get on with your life.
But say you can have you can be one. The gods can favor you, right? That old term, right? It just means you're in the zone, shooting 3-pointers everywhere.
Right.
God.
See,
Gavel.
I don't. But I don't put anything down to God.
It depends on your definition, and I think your definition is a creator, right?
I guess so, yeah. But at the same time, there's nothing that will piss me off more than someone who with some kind of outstanding achievement. It's always sports people, and they're always Americans who thank God for all of their abilities and everything they've done. And in my head, I'm just like, what? But why discredit all of the hard work that you've put into like everything that led to these moments that you're having, like on a field or in like a research lab or whatever it is that your achievements amount to? Like, that's down to you. Why are you like, stop, like...
Well, I think this is definitely a definition thing, because I think you're looking at it as a one creator of God, and if they're thanking God, this omniscient being,
it's from a theistic point of view
around.
Yeah, like it's not
a Christian point of view, right?
Yeah.
So like, I think
that is God as the creator. Yeah.
I think I can definitely tell. Say you're in a good mood, you can thank that peach you ate for breakfast that was perfectly ripe, and that helped you achieve efficiency through digestion. Or it could be 50 different things that all kind of happened to be in that moment, and that those 50 things, the peach, the cabbage, vitamin D, that's God.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Gavel. I've got a gavel. I can't reach it because I'm sat. Yeah. Well, no. So I understand why, because I think you can. I've never really. I agree with you. I've never believed or really understood a one being creator bloke who built things in his loft. I don't really understand that, but I've definitely understood a subconscious and emotional kind of journeys that happen completely outside of your conscious mind, unable to fathom.
Well, that's the thing. If God to you is just the mystery, like within life, then fine.
No,
but that doesn't mean that it's an active thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think the definition is
God is
the
the
wall
unknown,
that we've got, right?
Then fine.
Yeah, and he's not. He's the known, isn't it? Is what I'm saying. I'm saying, he's very clearly present. God is very, very clearly present in a number of different activities like this. And I think that we're unable to make that jump because of our vastly different definitions of what God is.
Yeah.
And we might not get any further with that today.
Probably not. We are very...
Well, put it this way: if you're throwing a rock at a
Bird.
much better than Jew. Just popped in my head. There's a thing, and I've been aware of this. Yeah, Kobe Bryant died.
Yes.
Right, and a news reporter.
I want to thank God.
A news reporter reported on it, and I think he jumped from playing for the New York Knicks to the New York Lakers. And when she went to say who he played for, she muddled up "ni" and "kers" and said a bad word.
Okay.
And
Knickers.
yes, but it didn't sound like that.
Right.
And I think there's same thing with Tourette's, people who suffer from Tourette's. The reason they're saying these words, from the little I've talked to people with Tourette's, is that they've got, it's the worst thing they can possibly say. And there's an urge to say the worst thing you can possibly say in order to create something. And that's what I was doing when I was saying, let's throw rocks at Jews. But say you're going to throw a rock at a bird. Larry Bird, keep it basketball. And say you have to throw it. There's so many different variables into that throw and all these different calculations that you maybe do 5% of in your mind.
Yeah.
95% is subconscious, physical memory, all that kind of stuff going on. That for all those to be in tune is a good thing to happen and a potentially rare thing to happen. And if you're able to get in the zone for that, then I think a lot of people attributed that to works of gods. I guess maybe more Norse gods kind of thing. So you'd have like multiple gods that will inspire you and motivate you to do different things. And if you believe in where it's going to land, where you're going to throw that rock on that bird, you're more likely to hit that bird. You have to have faith in an exterior force in order to better accomplish that goal.
Why?
Because
why can't
only
you
5%,
have faith in your own abilities?
Because
but that's only if you believe in an exterior force.
And then again, the thing is a definition thing. Your own ability is what I'm talking about. That 95% that you have no control over, because it's 95% unconscious thought, physical memory. Only 5% is rational thought. It's about 20 meters away. I'll give it a go. That's your rational thought to throw a rock.
Right.
The 95% that makes you throw that rock efficiently is out of your control.
Yeah, if you haven't been training your whole life to throw rocks at birds. Yeah.
No, even if you've been training your whole life to throw rocks at birds.
No, because at that point it becomes a physiological thing where you have the 5% thought.
Yes.
But then the 95% is automation that you've trained into yourself.
Yes. But you have no control over when you throw that rock.
Because you don't need to control it.
Yes, you... Again, I guess it's just definitions, man, because we're saying the same thing, but we're disagreeing for some reason. It's... Yes, you can train your whole life to throw rocks at birds or Jews, but when it comes to that moment, you're relying on your experience, right? You've got no control over your experience. Your experience of Ace Ventura 2 will come into that fray when it comes to throwing that rock. There'll be an infinite amount of variables that will lead to that moment, that will contribute to that moment, and only 5% will be rational thought when it comes to that. And if you're able to achieve and everything gets in sync, you're going to be more efficient. And people can attribute that to exterior forces, such as experience, such as vitamin D, all these, whatever they see it as. You go like, some people feel better if they have eggs for breakfast. I had my cup of tea this morning, so I'm ready for the day. I've drank coffee today, so I'm going to be more awake. It doesn't mean they're going to be more awake just because they drank coffee, but the fact that they believe in the coffee, they believe in the ritual, they believe in the practice, they believe in themselves, also an exterior force, because it's exterior to your rational mind. Then I think you can attribute that to gods. This is hilarious. 2020. But yeah, basically. So yeah, Big Bang never happened. Gods exist. We agree.
No, we don't.
No.
At all.
No, you get very upset.
I just don't. I disagree.
Okay. Well, do you believe? All right. So to sum that up very quickly, it's put a time on it. Because I think we're saying the same thing.
I'm willing to accept that my disagreement could be an insecurity as to how much of my life I'm actually in control of. Maybe.
As in, you think you're in more control? Or?
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe I don't embrace chaos in the same way that you do.
Yeah.
In that you believe that you control far less of what you're doing than you actually do. Like, I think there might be a misunderstanding that we have there.
Yeah, I think if you throw a rock, I think that's one of the examples I thought of early, like years ago, about how little your brain, your conscious brain is used in doing a lot of different actions.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when I don't know how different it is or how intense editing and that goes. But yeah, when you're watching did you say there was something? Yeah. Not going very far with this, but there'll be subconscious factors to every decision that you make. And I will argue that, a subconscious decision of, I don't want to drive that far, will influence your decisions. And that's not necessarily a rational thought. It's your rational mind interpreting all of your conscious mind, trying to interpret all your unconscious thoughts.
Okay.
I've got loads of friends. We talk about it all the time. Anyway. I find that kind of stuff interesting, that's all.
Yeah.
And I guess this, yeah. In other news, a man said, cute dog, before punching a woman and running off.
Chaos.
Complimented a woman, punched her in the face. Complimented a dog, punched a woman and ran off.
He didn't compliment the woman.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think that's fair.
Maybe she deserved it, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. Photos were released. Photos were released on Friday of a man police said commented on a woman's dog, then punched her and ran off. Happened at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Jesus, that's a weird time to be punching someone in the face.
That's a weird.
It feels like
ritual.
a punch in the face is something that you warm up to, maybe. Although maybe it could be a bitter thing, like first thing in the morning. I understand that some people aren't morning people.
Yeah, they don't. Which I don't understand.
It's just a lot of energy to exert at that time in the morning.
Some people are always switched on, Steve.
I don't think
I'm always angry. I'll punch anyone all the time. I don't think there's a bad time of day to punch someone in the face. I haven't punched many people in the face.
No,
I can understand
you're not a violent kind of person.
No, not physically.
You have violent thoughts.
Yeah,
but
all the time. How many rocks can I throw at that bird? How much of my mind can I use?
Yeah.
Or what experiences can I draw on in order to do that? What you've never? Yeah. There's something pulling me back to the argument, but it's just not going to be productive.
Anything I can't explain, I put down to happenstance, circumstance, and just chaos. Like I don't attribute it to a law or a system or a force. Like
if you eat a meal,
yeah,
the same identical. There's 3 identical meals before you. You eat one and it's been made by someone that you love. You eat one and it's made by yourself, and you eat one and it's come from a takeaway. Okay. They will all taste different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though they're all exactly the same, there will be unconscious things going through your mind, through your taste buds, that will change the taste of all 3 identical meals based on things that are completely out of your control.
As long as you know.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You're going in knowing this one's made by someone you love, this one's made by yourself, another one's made by a stranger at a restaurant. They'll all taste different because you've had a thought, but just having that thought causes the 95% other stuff to come into effect.
But that's
essentially what I'm saying.
It's
that throwing rocks at
I would say that's more akin to the idea that your experience, like your external experience, colours your internal one. So, like if you go on holiday and you have a meal and you're like, oh, that was amazing. It was more amazing because it's the first time you've had it in this new experience at this new place. And when you go back the next year, it doesn't quite taste the same. I think a lot of people have had that thing, like where they're chasing it, but it's because it's the external experience that colours the internal one. But that's all created mentally. Like that's not.
But it's not conscious, is it?
No.
Exactly. So the subconscious parts of your mind,
right,
are adding more context, more information. When you're throwing a rock, there's so much subconscious stuff going on that are coloured by your conscious experiences, maybe. But those are the more strong contributing factors.
And you attribute subconsciousness to God?
Not to and this is where the definition issue is. It's got nothing to do with the man with the beard in the sky or anything like that. I'm saying that a descriptor of that collection of 95% of the variables, right, of all the other variables that go on, can be attributed by people in order to explain how it was and how to chase after it by focusing on a single image or a single definition to chase it again. So say it was, I wasn't able to lift this rock, and then I believed in the god Thor and I was able to lift it. by focusing on a single image, that's more of a fluent language for your subconscious mind to interpret, which arises all of those subconscious thoughts.
Right.
Whereas if you just think, I cooked this meal, it should taste like this, you'd be like, it'll taste different depending on what your subconscious is doing at that time.
Right. But that so in that case, yeah. So in that case, God or a God or whatever is completely different to everybody. It's not a universal constant.
It could be, but it's. I'm saying that I understand how people believed in God and find believing in God beneficial because they're able to envision something that is able to more effectively communicate with their subconscious mind. Rather than, like I say, if you cook three different identical if three identical meals are beside you, depending on what you believe about that meal will color how you enjoy that meal, how you interpret and how you experience that meal.
Yeah, but that's not much different than what I kind of said initially, which was that that God or a God or whatever your interpretation of God is was just a way of offloading a bunch of things that you can't explain so that you don't have to think about them.
I think maybe that's the disconnect, is that you should still think about them because people still think and discuss the gods, right? To explore them and to see how better they can be used.
More as allegories and
yeah, there's no physical manifestation. There's no bloke with a beard. They're discussed as ideas and methods of communication.
Yeah.
So like I say, I think we're saying the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I think we're just stuck on different definitions of what it is.
Maybe.
And it's just like, yeah, I can, if you believe in, when you run to, yeah, this isn't the same example, but yeah, what you believe in when you eat a meal will change how you eat that meal. It'll be the exact same meal, be the exact same rock and the exact same innocent wounded bird on the floor.
Yeah.
And the exact same feeling of vengeance that you'll feel when you destroy it.
Throwing a rock at a wounded bird.
You said you would. You said you'd cut off its beak.
No, I didn't.
Now you have. I am the editor. I'm not going to edit that. That's like a lot of work.
That is.
Got to say beak again. Say beak.
No.
I can convert that to beak. Beak simulator. There must be some kind of app for that.
Make everything that Stu says say that word.
Yeah. But yeah, so the point of that was there's no Big Bang.
Okay. Like, again,
I mean,
that's the...
No noise in space, mate.
That's the point of...
digging her own hole.
It's just stupidity.
What? Is it? There's sound in space, is there? I think we got into this conspiracies, didn't we? I think that's where it led. And you were like, well, if you believe in the Big Bang. And I was like, no!
No, like, to be fair, the Big Bang is just one of those things where it's just like, I have faith in scientists, so I have faith that is right, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't see how there
You're
can be a bang in
disagreeing
space.
with the name of it.
Well, they said there was a bang. Liars, mate. You have faith in liars or whatever it is. I don't know. Anyway, Valentine's week.
All right. Oh, shit.
Valentine's week. So yeah, we got. What are you doing it? Do you? I can't remember. You're so lacked of romance. Do you believe in Valentine's Day?
Well, I've only just remembered.
Oh yeah. But is it like something that you celebrate when you? When it
we
comes
we tend to do like a date night, but like Valentine's Day itself, we're both just like, well, we don't want to go out because everyone else is going out, so we tend to just like sit at home and have a pizza on our own, like rather than going and doing the whole thing. And
because there's people out, or because you don't want to go out?
Because we don't want to go out and pay stupid amounts of money for the same meal we can buy from there tomorrow for half the price, and like the whole pretense around it. We're definitely kind of
restaurants increase their prices on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, they'll do.
No restaurant I've worked in.
They'll do like
I've only worked in
around here. They'll do a set menu, so you don't get a choice over what you have, and they usually charge a bit more for it, and like bung in like here's like half a glass of really shit wine in order to charge you like 10 quid more. Like it's.
They don't do their normal menu.
No, it's always set meals every time we find somewhere. Yeah. Really dumb.
Maybe small restaurants.
Maybe.
Big restaurants would have to keep their main menu.
I think they do it because they tend to book up. So the whole place is full. So it's like, well, it's easier if we just make 5 things as opposed to having the usual 10 things to choose from. We'll just make 5 lots of
It's easier
these
to
5
order
things.
in speciality items rather than use the items we already have.
No, it's easier for us to
Yeah.
it's easier for us to serve 100 people 5 things as opposed to the usual 20 people 10 things, because we can just make big batches of these things and serve them to
Sounds
everybody.
like a conspiracy to me. So, yeah,
There's no God in this kitchen.
yeah. I've never heard of that. But then I don't think I've ever had Valentine's. I know I have had Valentine's Day. I think once when I was 12,
Yeah.
but like never really since. I tend to break up with people before then. It seems Christmas is a good one. Love a break up on Christmas.
We don't make a big deal out of it, like buying each other gifts and cards and doing all that stuff. But we just usually just have a date night on our own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if it was just interesting that you said because there are other people out there. Is it that you don't want to go out, or is it that you don't want to go out when there's other people around?
I guess we don't want to we don't like to get. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's
It can be like just not going out.
I think it is probably just a busy thing. Like most of the time, we've just ordered a nice pizza and sat at home like with each other.
It's like a busy town centre is kind of a turn off.
Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
like going to crowded restaurants and like all these, and it's typically what we found with because we did do it once or twice. We found you're usually surrounded by new couples. It seems like once you've been together for a bit, people don't bother. But it's always like I think it's a young thing as well.
I think it depends where you go. Then if you go to Weatherspoons,
Like
or
it's
something
always
like that,
we
like a local, there'll be lots of new
we'll
people.
do something. But like anytime we went, it was always you're always surrounded by college kids and like who've specifically asked this person out because it's Valentine's Day, as opposed to like seasoned couples.
So if there was seasoned couples out, you'd go out more.
Potentially, it definitely changes. I mean, it changes the environment.
Canvas the
You don't feel like you're sitting around a bunch of kids. It feels very much like a new romance kind of holiday, as opposed to something that you do when you've been together for a while. Like there's nothing that I would do for Valentine's Day that we wouldn't go much bigger on say like our anniversary, because we've been together for like 9 years now. So like just.
I'm not saying that you should do stuff on Valentine's Day that you don't do, like make an extra effort, but it's like, it's a reason to celebrate. Same reason that like people like hate New Year's and New Year's resolutions and stuff like that, and it's just like it's just an opportunity to be creative.
Yeah.
It's just, why not do that? And it's like, and there's nothing, I'm not shitting on staying indoors.
No.
It was just interesting, your parameters for it were because there were people outside. It was like, if there was no one outside, would you go out? Like, maybe. If they were over the age of 27.
It's
okay. If the relationship was more than 2 years old, then maybe we'd go out.
Well, it's not that. It's just when you're trying to like kind of have a conversation about it and rationalize it. It's just a bunch of different things.
Yeah. It's a whole
come to you at different times.
Different when you say it out loud.
Yeah.
It's different when you think.
Yeah, because I know that neither of us really favour it. Neither of us are really that bothered about it. But
going out or Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, but we will do something together, like away from the noise of it all. I guess we've never felt the need to kind of buy into Valentine's Day. There's always been that thing. We've been like, well, we can do this without spending money and without doing a big thing. Like we can just spend. It's a nice excuse to spend time together, but and just have a date night. But you don't need to go out and do a big thing, I guess.
All right, well, that leads us into this.
Oh, great.
It's a wonderful day.
Okay.
Living with love. That was a couple having a domestic abuse argument while their child in front of them was inspired by it and having a domestic argument with her giraffe.
Is that a giraffe?
I'm going from memory. I can't see the screen.
Tiger, I think it's a tiger.
It's a tiger. Yeah. They're both yellowish.
Yeah.
Orangey, yellowy,
giraffe.
The
audience can decide.
Well, it's giraffe tigers. Yeah, living with love. So it is Valentine's week, and NBC had some good advice. Just judging from you saying that you know, you don't really care for Valentine's Day. You know, maybe this could inspire it. So 17 thoughtful and affordable gifts for Valentine's Day. Thoughtful being the prime word.
Yep.
So if you got these gifts, number 1, the ultimate game for couples. It's just a card game. I think basically like Cards for Humanity, Cards Against Humanity, but with couples.
Right.
That's romantic. That's thoughtful.
Yeah.
Don't think so, mate. Number 2, a Sparfinder gift card. A gift card. A gift certificate to show your love for your significant other. Here's £100 you can't spend anywhere but a fucking spa. There you go. Have fun. Go away and chill out.
Without
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Spark that little thoughtfulness into your relationship. Number 3, get a massage delivered to your door.
What?
Yeah, you
A
get
massage?
masseuses to come round.
Oh, right.
Massage. You look tense. Chill out.
That's strange.
I'm going out.
Sending a person over to relax your other half.
Yeah. Well, I think, I don't know, I just think there's relationships are just complicated anyway. And I think anybody looking to NBC or any online form to try and figure out how to fix their relationship is like, your relationship's in such a dire need that you're Googling, you know, what can I get my partner for Valentine's Day?
But that's just
I don't know them at all.
Exactly, but that's the thing. Like it feels like a young thing. Like it feels like I don't know this person. What's it like? What's something that I can do? And it's why all the stereotypical things come out, where it's just like buy them flowers, buy them chocolates, go spend a load of money, and it's the same people that end up like Googling what can I get my wife for Christmas or something. It's like, if you don't know, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
like
I don't think it's explicit to young people. I know like older people who like they struggle with celebrating Christmas and fucking Valentine's Day. And I think it's just because inherently most people are selfish, and they get to a point where they give up on wanting to do for others.
Maybe
that's why you get a lot of these counselors and that are like, I saw one thing to help marriages was to have organized maintenance sex. Which means even if you're not physically attracted to your partner, you should schedule sex every week so that you have sex, and that helps.
Right.
And you go, well, if you don't want to have sex with your partner, then that's a different thing altogether. If you don't have time, then you should make time.
Yeah.
But if you're not attracted and you do not want to have sex with your partner, don't force it.
Yeah. I think
people in different situations.
Stuff like that, it depends what it is. Like, if it's just that you have a low libido, so it's not really to do with your partner, you just don't want to have sex with anyone, then forcing yourself to can stimulate that.
Yeah, having sex raises libido.
But yeah, if it's because you're, I don't know.
It's just there's a whole load of problems. But there's a whole thing about families stay together, marriage stays together.
Yeah.
But I'm a consistent, longest relationship is 9 months. So, like, I've gotten to a point multiple times where I'm like, this isn't working.
Yeah.
Let's end this. Not let's have some maintenance sex.
Yeah.
And how about a spa finder gift certificate?
Yeah. This bloke is here to give you a massage. I'm going to the pub.
Another thoughtful gift number 3 or 4. Well, it says 3, but really it's 4. Wife and hubby coffee mug set.
Oh, God.
Can you think of anything more disgusting? Just disgusting!
And like,
I'm filled with love, right? But I'm also filled with hate. And
Yeah.
it's the whole spectrum thing. I think the more you hate, the more you love.
yeah.
I don't think there's anybody who can love something strongly that can't hate something strongly. Does that feel directly comparable to you?
Yeah.
Same with happy, sad.
Yeah.
You can't experience true happiness until you've experienced true
Yeah.
sadness.
Yeah. That
So I
makes
think,
sense.
I think love, hate are kind of opposites.
Yeah, they are related. They're on a spectrum. It's like yin yang. You
Yeah.
sort of need one to have the other.
Yeah, and anyone who experiences happiness or love because of a mug, and if someone made me a mug, that would have, again, that whole meal example.
That's different.
It's a whole
Yeah.
different thing. But yeah, if someone just got you a mug that said husband and wife, it's be like, this is over. Not this is over, but this is thoughtful. I don't know if that's thoughtful.
That's the thing. Like, so that's one of those gifts that That's one of those things that you get for like weddings and stuff. Like there's some people that put real thought into what they buy you for a wedding, and if they don't or they can't, or if they think you could use like money more, they'll just give you money. But then there's a different level of person that just buys you like here's something that says that's wedding related that has really nothing to do with either of the two of you.
It's an excuse because you can't think of anything better.
Yeah.
So you just buy whatever.
Like,
this says husband and wife on it.
Yeah.
We are husband and wife. Here we go.
And it's annoying because
Marriage.
you have to be grateful because someone's bought you something. Like someone has done something. But to pretend that they've done a lot, like, I think you're doing a disservice.
Yeah, well, it's not a thoughtful gift.
No.
It's a shit gift. Break that gift over that person's face. End that marriage.
2020.
Number 4, Hello Fresh gift certificate. Again, just money. But just money you
Hello
can't
Fresh.
spend.
Is that one of those cooking things?
Yeah, like they send you the ingredients and you cook it yourself because go fuck yourself.
We've done a few of those because we found like
They're
good.
so expensive.
Well, Vix will buy them every now and again when she finds an offer on it where it's like you can have this week for 15 quid and 15 quid.
Crazy.
15 quid for 5 meals for 2 people is pretty good.
It's just more expensive than what I spend.
Yeah,
it's just how Yeah, my food budget every week is like a tenner.
Yeah,
and I get like 30 meals out of that.
Well,
so it's just like I know extra splash out, extra fiver.
Yeah,
but it just feels like I'm just paying extra for no reason at all. Yeah, there was one that was like as cheap as going to the supermarket. Then I'd be interested in it because it is easier.
Yeah,
but it's just it always works out more expensive, and it's just like don't understand why.
Yeah,
just weird. But yeah, the thoughtful gift, right? Here's an increase of your food bill. Cheers. The other one's a hooded robe. Thoughtful gift, isn't it?
Random.
Valentine's Day.
That's weird. Yeah, why?
Probably sponsored. I don't know. Lip balm.
What?
That's number 6. Lip balm.
That's not. That's everything's closed. The garage was the only place that was open. They were selling lip balm, and I also got you an air freshener.
Winky Lux Flower lip balm. It's a fancy lip balm.
Is this just an advertisement list?
Could be. I don't know. Maybe getting the sponsors. Lip balm.
Who the fuck?
Dry lips.
It's like, because you know, then you can make out more. I guess.
I guess it comes under beauty product. You know, get them some beauty products.
It's a shit idea.
Sort your face out.
If I showed
your
up,
lips are shit.
If I gave Vix lip balm as a gift, and it wasn't just an everyday like, oh, I know you like lip balm. I saw this. Like, there you go. Like as an occasion kind of gift, like a birthday or like I guess Valentine's Day if people value that.
I'd rather have an egg.
You can do a lot with an egg.
Give me an egg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's more meaning in giving me an egg than there is giving me lip balm.
Yeah.
Like, cheers.
Plus, you also get that nice thing when someone buys you something weird of like, what does this mean?
The mystery behind it, the conspiracy.
Yeah.
Is this God? Cherries and Rainbow's red wine. Get them some red wine for Valentine's Day.
Wine is a
drink so
traditional
you'll
kind
shut
of
up.
thing, isn't it?
This seems aggressive.
I get wine. But wine is buying an experience that you can share, I guess, if you like wine.
Yeah, I guess.
But it's a lazy gift.
It's not Valentine's Day. It's not a Valentine's Day gift. It's like a Christmassy gift or a birthday gift.
It's wine is considered
It doesn't show love.
something that you have on a romantic night.
Yeah, but you can have that. That's not the gift.
But wine is very much it's an accessory. Wine is something that you both say like, okay, you get the food, I'll get the wine, we'll meet back at home. Like it's not a gift. It's just a part of the night.
Single too long. You do separate food shops for
No,
separate...
it's just an example.
Okay.
Just a...
I'm going to the supermarket to buy food. You go to a different supermarket and buy all the fucking wine you want. Wine. Socks. If someone ever bought me socks, they won't know me very well.
I get socks for Christmas and stuff, and that's fine.
Well, yeah, like filler from family.
For Valentine's Day.
Something. But the one that you love.
Yeah.
Here's some socks.
No.
Not that it's a bad gift. It's just such a useless gift. I evidently already have socks.
Yeah.
I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah.
I don't even wear socks, and I'm here. But these socks have got faces on them. It's I don't know. These gifts are for people who aren't as filled with hate as you and I. I think that's what it is.
I think it. Well,
Like
some of them are nonsensical. Lip balm, socks, like it's just.
But beauty products, clothing, I can kind of understand vaguely what you could substitute lip balm for moisturizer.
If you're gonna, if you're gonna
same
buy
hatred for us, but same benefit for them, I guess.
if you're gonna buy socks, why for a guy? I just don't get it. I don't get it. If you're gonna buy lip balm, why not buy flowers? It's just as unimaginative, but it's somewhat themed. Like
stick to the theme.
Like it makes sense.
Make it red.
Like it's and the same goes for socks. If you're gonna buy socks, why not? Why not buy wine?
Why not just communicate your love to your love of your life instead of buying them some socks?
Yeah.
Oh, but that shows how much I love them. Oh, well, if you love them about as much as you love socks, fair enough. And that's viable, it's true, it makes sense. But yeah, just do a bit more. Buy them a watch. Have a watch. Christmas gift, birthday gift, retirement gift.
If you're into
burglar
watches,
gift.
But not Valentine's Day. Yeah, no, birthday thing. I've had a watch for my birthday before, and I was quite happy with it. Like, but
yeah. It's not Valentine's. It's not a love gift.
It's not romantic.
Not a gift of love.
Yeah, it's like buying someone a tie.
Hooray!
Like, great.
Our relationship is a tie. Okay, great. You can kill yourself with this. I can kill myself with our relationship.
Yeah.
The next one I kind of get. It's an army knife. Get them an army knife. Swiss Army knife.
Why?
Well, they're great, aren't they? They're useful.
I like them.
Yeah,
but like
that would ring true for me if somebody bought me a Swiss Army knife
for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, romantic, isn't it? But yeah, so maybe someone feels that way about socks. But you can't use socks, and you can cut them up and use them as, wire of some kind. But you can't do anything else with socks, really.
So you want something that Bear Grylls could use in some kind of...
I don't like Bear Grylls.
What, you went to Bear Grylls land?
Exactly. Sorry, it was like, this is yeah. Oh, you can have some crickets. Cheers.
Yeah.
It's gonna blow your mind. I think we're fine. Crickets. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Another one is an Amazon Alexa. How romantic.
That's not
romantic gift.
That's like buying someone a dishwasher.
For Valentine's Day. Number 12, a Google Nest, which I think is an Amazon Alexa, but a different brand.
Well, the Nest is like the... Oh, what the hell is it called?
Bird in it. You're throwing rocks at.
It's the thermostat. It's the thing that you can control the heat in your home.
It's exactly the same as Alexa.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Oh, you're thinking of British Gas, I think. Hive.
Yeah. You control your home from your phone. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, all the smart home stuff does that, to be fair. A French press coffee maker.
Not romantic.
Just disgusting. A keepsake box. Vaguely romantic.
Okay. If you put some personal stuff in it, dress it up a bit.
Yeah,
maybe. Like we've had ones before where we've made stuff for each other, like cards and things like that. Like, so maybe if you bought some kind of presentation thing to put them in.
Keep all your counterfeit credit cards in.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I think the idea was you put your wedding rings in them when you go to sleep. I thought they were always on. You always keep your wedding rings on?
No, we take it off when we sleep.
When you sleep?
Yeah, I put mine on the nightstand. Usually.
Why? Is it like a circulation thing?
Yeah. So like,
as unhappy in your marriage?
As you
just give me some
you
fucking
don't,
peace.
Do you wear any kind of rings regularly?
No.
So the size of your hand changes depending on your temperature. It's
another Big Bang thing, is it?
No, it's like
your hand grows 5 times the size.
It doesn't. It doesn't. But when you're too hot, you'll find it difficult to get your like rings and things on and off because your fingers swell up.
Yeah.
Is
that because of the ring? You're saying, or is it?
No. It's not because of the ring. But when you're sleeping, you'll warm up and you
grow
can swell and get caught on. But
yeah.
Also, some people, I never found it because I don't really notice my ring. I can't really feel it. I guess you'll block it out after a certain point. So like I can fall asleep in
burdens,
it. Yeah. I can fall asleep in it and it doesn't bother me. But I take it off out of reflex because when we got married, Vic said take them off at night because you can damage them in your sleep, like get them scratched and stuff. Now, that means nothing to me now because I wear it to work, so mine's scuffed up to shit, but I still take it off at night.
That means every morning you put it on.
Yeah, and Vix leaves hers on her dressing table and puts them on when she gets ready in the morning. You see, but sometimes she doesn't wear them to work because she doesn't want to damage them.
See, I've expertly merged laziness with efficiency.
Okay.
Where I go like, if I spent 10 minutes of every morning doing rituals such as putting on jewelry and whatever people do when they wake up to wake up, you know, like some people that have to have a cup of coffee when I wake up. I have to run when I wake up. I just wake up, but largely because I don't want to do anything else. I'd rather have the 10 minutes extra sleep. I think I'm governed by that. I go, more sleep, I'd be a better person. You live longer. I need to balance that out with the diabetes. So the more that I sleep means the more sugar I can consume. Works out a big thing. But I can understand a keepsake box. Yeah. A personal thing. There's a time capsule, I guess is what it is, isn't it? Yeah. You're kind of putting that in.
Okay, I'll give that one a pass. That one's not bad.
That's all right. I mean, it's number 14 on the list.
It took that long to get
15 because there's 2 3s. Number 15 is Lover's Yoga, Soothing Stretches for Two. It's basically like a Kama Sutra book, I guess.
Or is it like a retreat?
A what?
Like a retreat, is that?
No, it's just a exercise book.
It is a book.
Yeah. Which is okay. Some body oil, same as giving someone lip balm, to be fair.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. Something rattled.
Oh.
Letters to My Love book. This was promising to write a letter to your love every month. A promise. Like one letter with the promise of more letters. Oh, right. Maybe, but just do that anyway.
That's the thing. Like you're.
Oh, that was 17.
I don't understand. I don't know why you would.
I think there's people just confused. Everything's getting merged into one, whereas it's like now it's just a present, and because it's Valentine's Day, it's a Valentine's Day present.
Right.
It's just people becoming more and more blurred into being normal. Not normal, just grey. People being more grey. Where X Factor's music and, you know, all genres are the same. Like I think someone won a hip hop Grammy that wasn't a hip hop song because it was just a song.
Right.
What is that rattling? Chair?
I don't know, but it's the screen. Screen's going mental. Is the plug loose?
Maybe.
There you go. That's it. It was going all staticky and weird.
The Living with Love was going mental. In other romantic Living with Love news, just some tips on how to build emotional intimacy with your partner. Again, from NBC, because a lot of people struggle to apparently create emotional intimacy.
See a therapist.
I get that some people have difficulties opening up, and that maybe that can cause differences. I'm certainly like that. I certainly won't. It takes me a while to get to know somebody properly and kind of, be a bit more friendly with them. But let's go into this. What is emotional intimacy and why does it matter? This is from the article. Can be defined as allowing yourself to connect more deeply with your partner through actions that express feelings, vulnerabilities, and trust, says a neuropsychologist. So get that kind of, trust, being open to be vulnerable with somebody. I guess I've done that a little bit in the past. Yeah. Is open vulnerability with your partner a necessity in a relationship?
So
the comfort to be able to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's what it is. I don't think it's a necessity because, like, a lot of people will be confident enough in themselves to actually not be vulnerable.
Yeah.
I guess. But I guess you want to feel like you can be if you need to. That doesn't mean you actually have to do it.
Well, I think what this goes on to say is that you have to do it so that the other person knows that you're comfortable being vulnerable.
See, that's dumb, though, because how can you force yourself to be vulnerable?
Well, step one in how to build emotional intimacy with your partner is to be strategically vulnerable to earn their trust.
What?
It's a weird phrasing it seems very manipulative. Be strategically vulnerable in order in exchange for trust.
Yeah.
Even if you cannot force one another to become vulnerable, you can go out of your way to be vulnerable yourself. So you can, like, I don't know, stab yourself in the neck when you're watching a film with someone, and then you'd be like, I'm bleeding to death.
Well, I stripped my clothes off and handcuffed myself to a school in the hope that you would see this as a sign of vulnerability.
And that's how you earn trust.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Do you trust me now?
But I guess lots of people do that, don't they? When you think about it, they do stupid things
It's
in order to show their vulnerability in an attempt to attract somebody.
It's young, it's childish, isn't it? It's like you and the
Blood sacrifice.
no, the Love Actually thing with the signs when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Like that feels like a vulnerability thing. Like, here's what I'm willing to do for you.
Yeah, I guess. It's more comedy though, I think. It was more like this is
I wasn't
reference.
there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how it was. I just know how I framed it in my own head.
I'm really vulnerable. I guess putting yourself in a position of embarrassment is a vulnerability to some people, maybe. But yeah, I mean, people, that's the whole white knighting thing, is to, do something stupid, do something uncalled for that is meant to elicit sympathy. And you only sympathize when somebody is in a weakened position, which could be interpreted as vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're trying to earn trust through sympathy, which is, if you're being openly vulnerable, then you're trying to elicit sympathy, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they trust and they get more intimate because they know you can be embarrassing.
It feels manipulative.
Yeah, it feels very manipulative. But if you want intimacy, this is what you got to do. The practice of strategic vulnerability is critically important. Instead of trying to be vulnerable in every area of your life, pick one place to start, says Paul, a psychotherapist, and author of Fragile Power, Why Having Everything is Never Enough. Twat.
What?
So start by sharing something that happened at work that you might not have otherwise discussed. How vulnerable that you mentioned something that happened during your day.
Yeah. Well, Dave was meant to file these papers.
He put it in the wrong box, and now I'm incredibly vulnerable.
Wow. I think
this relationship is going places.
I think I'm going to leave.
I guess it's the same as...
Well, now I'm vulnerable.
It's like a band, right? You got like a relationship, I think, translates to lots of other stuff. Say it was like a band. There's lots of bands that shouldn't be bands that are still trying to be bands, even though nobody in the band wants to be a band. I'm not using any specific examples. There's loads of people who've been in bands, right?
Yeah.
And there's loads of bands you go and see and you be like, why are you together? Well, we just do this now. I hate the drummer. But Aerosmith hated Steven Tyler, but they still performed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hated him.
Oh.
Like, massively. I mean, I think part of his onstage... I mean, Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose.
Yeah.
Why are you still doing this? You obviously hate working together. Well, we're a band. Pays the bills. I still get to play my part.
Yeah.
It's like, you shouldn't be together.
Yeah.
Go away and do Chinese Democracy that some people loved it, some people hated. I don't remember and never listened to it.
I never listened to it.
No. Slash's stuff was good, though.
Yeah.
In other... step 2 in emotional intimacy, give your partner daily affirmations and compliments. Every day, 9 a.m, say you look nice. Intimacy.
It's weird that, like, we compliment each other all the time, but it's never like a scheduled clinical kind of thing. It's just...
Do you clock in when you do it?
No.
With your app? No?
No.
Well,
No.
You can't bill it then.
No.
I've complimented you for 7 minutes this week. Where's my 7 minutes?
Like, that feels like something that you should really be doing naturally, I guess.
Yeah,
But
and
then-
again...
But it depends on the kind of person that you are, though. Because some people aren't the kind of people that will give each other compliments. And they will be with people that kind of understand that and maybe also don't do it either. Like, you'll get the couples that are very kind of emotional with each other and lovey-dovey with each other, and then you'll get the ones that are just very kind of cold and confident, and they function that way. Like, everyone's different.
No, they're not, Steve.
All right.
You need to give daily affirmations and compliments in order to gain intimacy. And be openly, strategically vulnerable because it's critically important. Have you not been listening to the article? It's Valentine's Day week, Steve. Those are the only 2 things you need to do. In other NBC, one last one of living with love. These are the 7 things you should say to your spouse in order to deepen your connection. So sit your spouse down and say to them, tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. And then the relationship will deepen.
Oh.
And then that will happen. Number 2,
Yes, and. Yes, and.
To me, they all sound sarcastic. Oh, tell me more.
Yeah.
It's like, great relationship. Other thing to say, something I'm struggling with right now is... Just leave it hanging. I'm assuming there's an example given. But just like, excuse me, spouse. Something I'm struggling with right now is gluten.
Gluten.
Our relationship has strengthened. Oh, God. Distractions. I've already said how much I hate them. The other one is, how do you want to feel? Relationship gets better by the minute. I am trying to understand your point of view. Another great thing to say to a spouse if you want your relationship to go. I assume you're saying these things. I'm concerned about your relationship. Just make sure you say these things.
These shouldn't
Daily.
be things that you have to say out loud.
Have to.
They should be something that is an understanding between the 2 of you anyway. Otherwise, why are you together? Why would you be with someone who you are not trying to understand?
How can you feel? Tell me more. You have to say it every day. Have to say it every day. 2 more. How can I show up for you this week?
Oh, shut up.
Which I think is like, how can I be greatly effective to your life this week?
Yeah.
Which I think is like,
Also,
what can I do to help you this week?
I shouldn't have to be prompted to say, like, how you feeling, how you doing, is there anything I can do? Like, that should be something that you do as a spouse or as a partner or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's expected of you within a relationship, and not just a romantic relationship, in a friendship.
But if you're not doing it, then you won't have a meaningful relationship.
I think if you're not doing these things, you're too far down the scale. I don't think.
Well, it's what I think. All this stuff is for like the 80% of people.
Yeah.
That are just the average people.
Yeah.
In the average relationships. I've been with Stacey for 20 years because she lived down the road, and I didn't have a car back then.
Yeah.
So
now I do have a car.
Now we're married. Then
And we're
we had a
still
kid.
together.
So I don't want to talk to her, but if I want to have a meaningful relationship, I guess I must. It's that kind of
How
thing.
can I help you?
imagine.
It's like you're serving someone in a shop.
Yeah.
How can I help you today?
How can I show up for you this week?
Yeah.
This feels weird. And it meant so much to me when you ... It's a good thing to say to your spouse.
Oh, so that's just
confirming and acknowledging and
acknowledging the good things that they do for you. Again,
they call it.
something that should come naturally to normal people.
recognizing attempts.
Yeah.
Like, if people try and do something for you and you constantly never acknowledge it, then they're going to stop doing it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, acknowledging the attempt. Anyway, in other news, that's all the romantic news for this week. And just thought we'd have a look.
I got no worries, got no woes. Feeling happy, that's me.
It's time to check back in Saddington. It's been a very slow news week. So I thought I'd do what's going on in Saddington. A few little quick ones. A man was left seriously injured after he suffered a crash whilst in an ambulance. So he's in an ambulance.
Already.
He got hit by a car.
Don't worry, we'll take care of you.
Out Saddington. Happened on the motorway. Only in Saddington. When you're on your way to hospital, you get sent to hospital again.
You needed another ambulance for the ambulance.
Tow truck.
Yeah. In that situation, does the tow truck have a siren?
Must do.
Because it's an emergency tow truck.
Yeah, it's an ambulance tow truck now. Leicestershire, I think Saddington's in Leicester, apparently. Leicestershire police said a man in his 40s who was travelling as a passenger in the ambulance. So maybe he was in the passenger seat. I don't think so, though. If you're a passenger in an ambulance, you're dying.
You assume you're in the back.
You'd be in the back being treated for something.
You don't give someone a lift in an ambulance.
Yeah. Was taken to hospital where he remains in serious but stable condition. A man and a woman who were also in the ambulance were taken to hospital for minor injuries. So maybe the drivers, maybe other people attending. I think you can have like one person who ride with you in an ambulance.
Yeah.
And then, so an ambulance got in a crash in Saddington. In other news, in Saddington, a wildlife hospital has said new legislation. A wildlife hospital. Is that a vet?
Yeah.
It's for vets, right?
Wildlife
They're not
hospital
treating
would
wild
be like a
people.
sanctuary. So, like, if you find injured animals and things that aren't people's pets, you can take them to a
hospital.
You can take them to a sanctuary, like a
Yeah.
wildlife sanctuary. Yeah. So
It
I
wouldn't
guess
be
a
a
wildlife
hospital.
hospital if you find an injured bird or something.
Don't call it hospital.
All right.
I don't think it's a hospital.
Eh.
If I went to hospital and I was surrounded by giraffes that were being yelled at by a little kid, I'd be like, "It's
I guess a
weird
wildlife hospital
this
is a hospital that's responsible for treating animals that nobody owns,
I guess. Well, in Saddington, they're euthanizing them all.
as opposed to just letting them die. Yeah.
They've ran out of space, so now they're killing all the squirrels.
All
that
of
have got
them.
All of them.
Yeah. Well, we've got no more space,
Basically.
so we need to kill all of them. So we've got more space.
Yeah, new rules mean rescue centres can no longer return non-native animals to the wild following treatment. They have no room to keep the animals in captivity. I think this is specifically grey squirrels, and they have no choice but to kill them humanely.
Oh, wow. A grey squirrel's not considered native now. Like, do they not get like a passive immigration kind of thing? Like when you've been here for so many years, like you get
Here's
to
your passport.
Yeah, like you're considered a citizen. Because I know they're an invasive species, but
Well, if they are
been
natives,
They've been here for so long now.
Does that mean it's a good thing that they're being all euthanized, or is that a bad thing then?
Well,
is it worse to euthanize a national
I guess
citizen or an immigrant? What's worse?
don't euthanize an immigrant.
Yeah.
But like,
Euthanize your own people.
don't even no. But like, I understand if it's an invasive species that isn't really here yet. It's just the fact that it's a grey squirrel. It's like, what are you hoping to achieve? Like,
Get healthier again.
well, no, I mean, like by killing it, like by not releasing it. Like, what difference do you think it's going to make? Like, all the red squirrels are already pretty much gone. Like, this is the type of squirrel that is in our country now.
No, but like they're all wounded. Like people are bringing them wounded squirrels.
Yeah.
And there's no space.
But they're saying
for
they
them.
won't. They
killing
like if so. They're saying like, oh, if they were bringing us injured red squirrels, we wouldn't kill them. We'd let them heal and then we'd let them go. But
Yeah, I
because they're
guess.
grey squirrels, they're an invasive species, and we have to kill them off.
Oh,
In spite of the fact that they were an invasive species 100 years ago or
Grey
whenever the hell
squirrels
it
can't
was.
go in red squirrel cages. It's another Big Bang thing. Another lie that you were told as a child that a box can contain any item. It's like only red squirrels can't go in it.
What?
I'm saying that, my imagine upon what you're saying is there's 30 spaces in the vets.
Yeah.
They've got 10 grey squirrels. Another 11th squirrel comes along and they go, there's no space for more grey squirrels, even though we've got 20 spaces. Free.
No, what they've said is they need to. What that sounded like to me is that ordinarily they would have released them back into the wild, but because it's a grey squirrel, so it's invasive, they can't release it back into the wild, so they just have to kill it.
Oh no, they're saying that they're full of grey squirrels that are sick.
Yeah.
Any more grey squirrels brought to us,
But
we've got to kill.
Yeah, because it said non-native, right? It said non-native
yeah.
creatures.
Yeah, I guess. There is a paragraph that says that. I glossed over that, I guess.
Oh, right, okay. That's the bit that I was talking about.
A wildlife hospital has said new legislation means it will have to euthanize injured grey squirrels if they are sent to them for care. Next paragraph. New rules mean rescue centres can no longer return non-native animals to the wild following treatment.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's saying this giraffe hospital has got it's so filled with non-native animals that they don't want to release back into our country because they'll pollute, cross-contaminate, whatever. You can't bring a koala over here You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Feels like they're fully booked because they've got all these animals.
I found it unusual that even after all this time, and even though they're everywhere, a grey squirrel is still falls under that category.
Right, and I don't think it does.
Right.
I think the wildlife is... What's a non-native squirrel? A bacon squirrel. Right, this wildlife hospital's got loads of bacon squirrels because they can't release them into the UK wildlife because they're non-native. Due to that, they haven't got many squirrel beds left. And so, in order, when they get given an extra squirrel where there's no beds for it, they just kill it.
Right.
And that's
Okay.
House Addington.
Oh.
And lastly from Saddington,
Yep.
a body found near a Leicestershire road in December has been identified as a missing woman.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it didn't necessarily need to be a woman.
No.
A missing person. Been identified as missing.
This dead body's a missing woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
cheers.
she's obviously not about, is she? Because we've only just found her.
Yeah, she's pushing up the daisies, as they say.
Yeah.
Missing from this world, if you believe in Big Bang.
Pushing up the daisies. Terry Jones died. We didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't. I think we did.
I don't
we
think
miss
we addressed it. No.
Yeah. No. I know a lot of people that have said that he's their favourite, and I can't tell if they're saying that because he's died, so they feel the need to say something, or if because like he actually was. But I can understand it.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of like John Cleese turns a lot of people off because of his attitude, because he's quite bolshy, and I think people have a very kind of hit or miss, like you either love him or hate him kind of thing.
Yeah, I say he's got probably a Marmite personality.
Yeah.
His writing I quite liked, but
yeah.
his personality I think is very Marmite.
But I think Terry Jones was almost somewhat forgotten amongst the others. Like he didn't do a lot of like recognizable stuff afterwards, I guess. Palin went on to do his like wildlife touring the world kind of stuff. Chapman died in the 80s, but then Cleese has been continuing to work since then, doing loads of different things. Eric Idle went into writing musicals, and Terry Jones was just Terry Jones.
Yeah, he continued directing all that stuff.
Oh, did he?
Believe so.
Maybe I just didn't keep up with him.
He wasn't in the limelight, I guess is what we're saying, right? He wasn't like spotlighted as what's Terry Jones doing now?
Yeah.
He's on all the talk shows.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, he's just continued doing stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't follow much of the Python stuff, like post films and television series, to be fair. Saw the musical. It was all right.
I still haven't seen that.
Yeah. Well, the cast will be different now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it was all right. I think that they are worshipped very much.
Yeah.
Python stuff, and it was definitely very much a revolutionary thing.
Yeah, but like I would go as far as to say they were to comedy what the Beatles were to music. I think like they were just doing something so different that it's arguable that it changed and influenced a lot of people to get music to where it was.
Yeah.
Like, so to the point where it's like, even if, so like me, for instance, I don't really care about the Beatles. I don't listen to them. There's none of their songs that are really like, oh, I fucking love that song. But like, I understand that what they did at the time, like, was revolutionary. Like it influenced things to the point where music probably would be something very different now had they not been around.
Yeah, I guess so. There was much controversy about where they got their songs from, whereas like the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, all that kind of stuff had questionable sources.
Yeah, well, the Stones was a lot of like blues covers and stuff like that. It
was kind of, but I don't remember there being that much about the Beatles. I think the Beatles were like very sexualized for the first time. Musicians were or something. Yeah, that was the first one. Like the kids are going crazy for this new young band or whatever.
Yeah. But that was very much
elderly bands anymore.
That was very much the same with Python. Like there'd been sketch stuff before, but it always had a very specific kind of format. It didn't really do much that was ludicrous.
Yeah, for me, the whole Python thing was it built a lot of bridges over. It wasn't trying to be too political. It wasn't trying to be too clever. It was just like, this is all absurd.
Yeah,
life is all absurd. Everyone can relate to absurdity on some level, and so it was able to engage, and then just good performances and good writing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
where it wasn't like say something like not the 9 o'clock news was a tighter demographic, I think.
Yeah.
Still very good, but it wasn't as not broad, but not as easily accessible, I think.
Yeah.
I think there's more people had to be. It's a smaller demographic, I think, and Monty Python felt more like this is just people running around in the forest clacking coconuts together because they can't afford horses.
Yeah.
And they're just making funny accents and pissing about.
Yeah.
And it's all semi-relatable.
Yeah. And Terry Jones always ended up playing the woman.
Yeah. Well, they all took their turn, but I think it was the most
I think he said, I always do it because it's the part that no one else seems to want to do.
Yeah. Well, I think I vaguely heard rumor. I think he was suffering from dementia quite a lot.
Yeah, I knew it was something
like during the musical.
I wasn't sure if it was Alzheimer's or dementia or something like that, but it was something. And like he went from being kind of like with it to just out of it very quickly, apparently.
Yeah, well, it's a really rough sickness to get. So yeah, at least maybe it could be an end of suffering or whatever. Yeah. But still, it's an iconic person in an iconic group. And you have a feeling that, that a little bit of creativity is kind of left.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, So yeah, that's me for this week. Saddington and relationship advice.
Yeah. Yeah.
From the single guy.
And God.
Yeah, God sprung in there for a little bit. It's a weird thing. I think it's not specifically to you, but like I think a lot of people get it. It's what do you call it? It's an unwritten rule, or it's a given. It's a given. Like you make that, you have this thought years ago, and then we never really think about it, and then it's just like when you come to try and figure something out, it's always blurry for me at least. When you think, am I arguing the conversation, or am I thinking about what I thought a while ago?
Yeah.
Or there's so many different variables which you can call God, which you could call in the conversation. But yeah, I think without God or without belief, I think you wouldn't be able to get anywhere. And I think God is just a trigger word, isn't it?
I think, yeah.
I said before that you could believe in yourself.
Yeah, I
think believing in a self.
I'm very much an advocate of faith. You have to have faith in something, otherwise you just become a nihilist. Like you wouldn't get anything done. You'd have no faith that anything was going to happen, that anything was going to work. Like it wouldn't. I don't think you could get through life. But your definition of faith is where things change. Not your definition, but I guess what you have faith in.
Yeah. Well, you can still do stuff without believing in a. Yeah, well, the best example. Yeah, I think the example I gave. Decades of episodes, tens of episodes ago, was Darren Brown proved that luck exists as a higher power,
right?
And in a scientific way, and that's all that belief in a god, a higher power, anything is if you believe you're lucky, you will have more luck.
Yeah,
simple fact. If you feel lucky, you'll take more opportunities. The more opportunities you take, the more probability that you're going to experience something beneficial. If you don't feel lucky, then you will not risk any opportunities because you don't think they're going to go well.
Yeah.
So he did this by stalking a man in a town and giving him incredible opportunities that he wouldn't take. He said he was the unluckiest person in the town. So he would do things like leave 20 quid on the floor on his walk to work. And he would just walk straight by it because he wasn't on the lookout for opportunity.
Right.
He would have a charity questionnaire person offering 20 quid if they can name 5 parts of a cow. He's a butcher, didn't want to get involved, so he just walked straight by.
Yeah.
And lots of other different things like that. And they did a thing where there was a statue in the park that he said he created this mythos about, that it was a lucky statue, and if you rub it, you'll get more luck, and you'll feel luckier. And he said if you feel luckier, you will achieve more.
You'll be because you'll be open to opportunity, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not rational. Your brain, you may think you're lucky, but you will feel more active to do things.
Yeah.
Same as if you're happier, you'll have more energy to do things. And that's an example of a god, a higher power of some form, a higher image, and that higher image could be luck. If you feel lucky, you'll roll more dice.
Yeah.
If you roll more dice, you'll get more sevens.
I think, I think for me it's a difficulty of language. Like God is a very charged word. and it immediately conjures up things that you may not even be talking about.
Yeah. So like, if you're rolling the dice and you think God is giving you luck, do you picture a person, an individual person moving the dice, or that kind of thing, or do you feel it more of an energy? Just try and dilute that loaded word,
probably
charged word.
an energy. I think I would. I can't really talk about God because I will always attach a being to it, and I don't think.
Well, I've got it a lot with music, where it feels divine. You have a feeling of divination.
Yes. Yeah.
From hearing a lyric, a song at a certain point in your life, and it's like you're getting struck by lightning, and you're like, oh my God, this has touched me in some way. That I would describe that as a lot. I would say a lot of people would describe that feeling as a touch of God.
Right.
Whether it's music, whether it's while you're performing an exorcism, while you're doing a satanic ritual, it doesn't have to be religious God. It's just, but a lot of people would describe that as some kind of higher power.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that there's a higher power in control of it all.
Yeah.
But
I think
things outside of their control, subconscious. It's just interpreting subconscious stuff.
I think that's it though. I think that is just that is attaching a name to the mystery, for me, and I think because of my experience of the way that I feel about a God, I find it very difficult to talk about that mystery as though it's God.
Yeah,
like,
I guess
I think there's far too much that like God, the idea of God, the word God is far too mired in far too much culture that I don't adhere to or believe in for me to attach that word to anything else.
Yeah, God has got so much meaning in so many other things that
it's so associated to religion to me that I can't attach that word to other things. Right. I think if you want to talk about the mystery of life, then I can't call that mystery of life God. God is very much a strict thing.
And then mystery is very much, because there's no mystery in that for me whatsoever. It's all known. It's just not, you can't consciously conjure it.
Right.
You know what subconscious stuff is. It's all describable, but you have no control over it because it's subconscious.
Okay.
3 meals. Yeah, 3 meals. Luck. If you feel lucky, you'll take more chances.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that luck is a mystery. It means that luck has been named luck.
I've never really felt lucky.
I can see that. Lucky you don't have to drive very far.
Steve's collection of useless meanderings. Scum.
320 pints of milk and a burning convenience store. These are the 2 things you'll need if you want to win Hero Milkman of the Millennium, which is an award currently held by Steve Leach, who emptied his wagon of milk into a burning building, saving 7 other businesses. Hero Milkman of the Millennium.
Preemptive, isn't it? It's the beginning of the millennium, isn't it? Was this last millennium?
Well, I think that's the thing. Like, people have been like doing these of the decade things, and it's like it's the first year. Yeah, it's the first month.
Optimistic,
second
I
month
guess.
now. But
well, you should always. Well, yeah, decade's different. You'll live through a decade.
yeah,
most
but
likely.
of the millennium, it is presumptuous.
Yeah.
Like that's 1,000 years. Saying he's the
it's
most heroic milkman we're going to see for 1,000 years.
What if we run out of milk? Maybe then they can look at the books. How much milk did each milkman pour on a fire?
Yeah.
Well, this one's the most.
Yeah. Steve Leach,
Winner.
write it down.
He
Hero
saved
milkman
businesses.
of the
Didn't
millennium.
save people. They all burnt to death.
Oh yeah.
But he saved those signs.
And wasted a lot of milk.
Not milk.
Yeah. I mean, insurance will pay for the buildings, right?
You'll pay for the milk.
Yeah. The cows. Cruelty.
Pain.
Kids are stupid.
Just attention seeking, isn't it? Sorry.
What?
Who boasts about losing all their milk?
Losing it all.
Yeah, lost it in that fire. Fire took all my milk. I saved the day though. Can I be milkman of the millennium? No, you can't, Steve.
Sure.
Just.
I mean, we were
chill
going to
out.
pay you for the milk, but here's a trophy, I guess.
Don't cry over your fucking hot milk, mate.
Yeah, don't be
It's
vulnerable
spilled over.
about it, Steve.
Yeah, I don't want to be in your fucking
We're
emotional
not,
relationship.
we're not there yet, all right?
Yeah, maybe if you buy me some lip balm, maybe we'll get involved. Fuck, you know.
Anyway, kids are stupid.
Yeah.
J.M. Barrie didn't realise quite how stupid until he had to add fairy dust to his Peter Pan story, because without it, many children just assumed they could fly and began hurling themselves off their beds.
Yeah. Okay, I could agree. That makes sense. Yeah.
I didn't realise he'd added it, not posthumously, that's wrong, but like after
He didn't do
publishing.
it after he was
After
dead.
he died. No, after it didn't realise he'd had to add it as a precautionary measure. It didn't seem that out of place. Like, I just assumed that it was always part of the story, but no, like, we had to add the fairy dust afterwards because of all the injured kids.
Of all those tragic
Yeah,
suicides
Yeah.
that happened.
yeah. I
Makes
mean,
sense.
I don't think any of them died. Like, they weren't hurling themselves off roofs, maybe, but it said specifically jumping off beds and hurting themselves.
Yeah.
I guess you would test it on a bed before you jump off the roof.
Well, you when you're a kid, you're not impressionable, but you're just more trusting and optimistic. You would hear something and you would believe it was true. You have to have it beaten out of you by jumping and smashing right on your face before you accept that maybe it's bollocks. Oh, so it was lies.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all lies. Aren't lies bad? Kind of.
So
You've given me a book of lies.
Yeah.
And now we're in hospital.
I just assumed that the only reason that I haven't flown for the 12 years I've been alive is because I haven't tried.
Yeah.
Not because I couldn't.
But that makes sense, right? You haven't ridden a unicycle because you haven't tried.
You needed Peter Pan to tell you how to fly? Well, you just
Right.
get on your bed and jump off.
What's a good example of... I don't know. What morals did Harry Potter bring to the world?
I never read it.
What morals? Orphan kids are treated special and hated by other adults who liked their parents.
What?
Yeah, so Harry Potter was orphaned, wasn't he? Because some guy who went to school with his mum and dad murdered him.
Oh.
That's Voldemort.
Okay.
Like, you have no reference point, do you?
No.
But like, it's basically the story. Is
Not read the books,
Harry
not
Potter,
seen the films.
His parents get murdered by someone they went to school with.
Right.
And then that guy who went to school with, he's half snake or something. And he hates Harry Potter for the whole series.
Oh.
That's the book. And that's basically the morals. Yeah, orphaned kids are treated as wizards. I guess. There's a lot of race hate in Harry Potter, actually, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, mudbloods.
Oh, yeah, I know about
Yeah,
that.
non-magical folk.
There's some references I
Throw some
understand.
racism in there, why not? Let's put more racism in it. Gotta get the king's
Some
charge.
fairy dust in it before they all die.
But yeah, I was an optimistic, innocent kid once.
Right.
Never twice, but once I was. And just like, yeah, I can understand. I would read a book and believe in myself. And then I'd have the harsh reality. Just parents, innit? You haven't got the fairy dust, mate.
Yeah.
Can I get some? No.
No.
Have some sherbet lemon. Is this fairy dust? Yeah,
Sure.
Go into
Go on.
yourself and
Jump.
fuck off.
Gimpy Gimpy, which I think is how it's pronounced, the somehow less PC name of the Australian suicide tree. So called because being stung by the venomous tree causes immense agony that has been known to make horses jump off cliffs. One man
Horses making decisions. I think that's what it is. It's not like I'm going to go, do something. I'm fucking running off this cliff.
One man mistakenly used Gimpy Gimpy leaves to wipe his arse and ended up shooting himself in the face.
Not as funny as Suicide Horse.
No.
But yeah. Well, there's a weird, subconscious, you could call that God, I guess. When dogs get old and they're ready to die,
They go away and
like sit in a bush.
hide
Die
away
here.
somewhere. Yeah.
It's not a rational thought. They haven't thought, now I want to die. It's just subconsciously they've just been driven to go and do this act.
Take themselves
And it's
away.
like-
Yeah.
and I saw that firsthand with the first dog I had. To just start sitting in bushes and be like, never done that before. Her skin is falling off. She wants to die.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had to deal with it there and then. But yeah, subconscious. That's God. God, killing your dogs since zero.
Yeah. Where's God?
Was
He's
he
in that
around
bush
before
with the dead dog.
God was around before zero because he was always there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He only had kids at zero. He had
God
to
is
mature
forever.
to zero.
He is the past. He's the future. He's everything.
He's orange.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Yeah. We should get that. That should be our first interview.
What? God?
God.
That's a big get.
Interview God, and it's just a dying dog sitting in a bush.
You need to put like
It's a Big
that's a
Bang
very
reel.
specific casting call. Have
Dying
you got
dog.
a dying dog? We think he could be God.
We want to make it the Messiah and interview it on a fucking podcast. God is dead, dog.
Dog is dead.
Dogma.
Paul Winchell invented the artificial heart. He also voiced Tigger in Winnie the Pooh. To recap, this Paul did two totally unrelated and equally inspiringly talented things. And Paul Brown made a fucking bottle out of a bottle. Fuck you, Paul Brown.
Why'd you hate him so much?
It's just a stupid way to make $10 million.
Is it that you say if you made no money, would it be more forgiven?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I hate him because you made money off of it. That's why. Fair enough.
He just took something that someone else made and went like that.
Yeah,
$10 million.
but he added the tip, the cup, the top.
Oh, well done. Put a new lid on it.
New invention,
$10
new
million.
gadget.
It's not. It's not.
Squeeze,
He just
made it squeezy,
made the other end of the bottle flat. That's all he did.
and he made it all squeezy, didn't
No, he didn't invent the squeezy bottle.
he? Yeah, he just turned the label upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twat.
Great idea. Though.
But yeah, the guy that voiced Tigger invented the artificial heart. It's a weird crossover. The things you do in your shed.
Well, it's just I think just effective, productive people lead incredibly more productive and effective lives
Yeah.
than the average person who is not productive or effective.
Yeah.
So I think you see that quite a lot, where you get somebody who's achieved something great. I mean, like great, not like they've made their own pizza. It's like something great. That they've
All the
worked-
guys that have made their own pizza.
Yeah. It's like, it's a good thing. It's not great, you know. They achieved
I
something
thought
great.
it was pretty great.
They'd be like, they've achieved something great, and then what do you do after that? Do you just give up? Maybe, but most people who put the work into achieving something great will
Yeah.
put that work into something else.
Yeah, I'm bored
Some-
of not achieving great things.
Voice
I'm just
acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to lisp everywhere. Yeah, they lisp, didn't he, Tigger? I never really watched Winnie the Pooh. The wonderful thing about Tiggers. That's Tigger.
I think he had a lisp, maybe.
Yeah, or like I think the animation and his tongue come out or something like that.
I can't
Or remember,
remember.
what Eeyore wasn't a real donkey, was he? Like his
No, he's
tail
just-
came off.
It's a stuffed toy. Yeah. And I think
They're all toys.
I think that
Starts
they're
to make
all
sense.
toys.
Oh. They went.
Because
they lived
it was-
in a place that people.
It was a story that
didn't
A.A.
fish
Milne
at.
told his kid about where all his toys came from. They all
There's
live
something dark
in the
in
in
there.
the 100-acre wood.
We've covered something about A.A. Milne.
Oh.
Something about it. Something horrific happened with him. Something horrific happened with Winnie the Pooh. Oh my god! Yeah, something horrific happened.
Yeah.
Loads of people died. Leave it there.
Okay.
Did you ever watch Winnie the Pooh? I never really watched it.
I remember seeing it. I can't remember watching it religiously or anything as a kid.
Gone fishing. That was where they lived, or did they always go fishing?
No, they lived in a 100-acre wood.
What's the gone fishing then? There's a thing in it. Isn't that like a big part of Winnie the Pooh?
I don't know.
Someone's always fishing.
I don't know. I remember they played poo sticks,
Yeah.
just throwing a stick in a river. Oh, this is fun.
Yeah, before
Oh,
Tetris.
bother. Yeah.
yeah, miserly old toys.
Yeah.
Less Buzz Lightyear. More, I need a Xanax and a more emotional relationship. I should strategically be vulnerable at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, Doug Davis was a man who understood the life-changing effects of simple acts of kindness. As a stunt pilot in the 1920s, he once flew with a child who gleefully threw out Baby Ruth chocolate bars to Doug's adoring fans below. Little did Doug know that he inspired that boy to be a pilot himself. He jazzed up the whole chocolate bar routine bit, though,
Bombs.
and instead dropped an atomic bomb onto Hiroshima. The little ways you can influence people.
God, isn't it? It's just working through you.
Yeah.
This is how it is. Yeah, it sparks an interest in dropping bombs.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. The guy that did that sent an official request to the military to never have his name published. Like, so they know the name of the plane that he rode and stuff like that.
And
But
the bomb he wrote.
his actual identity was just like forever concealed.
And Doug Davis came along.
Well, Doug Davis was there years earlier.
Yeah,
Doug Davis probably knew his name, but he's dead now. So
he died before. He was
this was in the
Japan.
1920s. He was an adult in the 1920s. The chances are he's dead.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty atomic bombs. Pretty intense.
It's that thing where it's just like, it's remembering that like Hitler was a baby at some point. Like, it's weird, like, because you know this person as a monster, not even as a human. Like, it was like an entity of like pure evil. Like, you forget they were like it's just another baby.
Yeah. Well, I think like if you think about England and Germany, right? England was bombed for years, but Japan was nuked twice.
Yeah,
All civilians.
yeah.
Like, and it like I think just because of where we've grown up and our point in time.
Oh,
it's kind
by the
of
way, I'm not
forgiven.
saying the guy that dropped the bomb was a monster.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
he was doing what his sergeant told him to do
Yeah, he's
as
doing
part
something.
of the military.
Yeah,
But
he's
like,
clocking in,
yeah,
talking it on.
yeah. Plus, at the time as well, like, it was a new thing. It's like,
Who knows what's going to happen? Oh,
should we do it again? Yeah.
but yeah, it still surprised me that just how crazy it is that the only people to have inflicted nuclear warfare on innocent people is America, and because they make all the films,
Yeah.
it's seen as like
They're a
this
hero.
really big
They're all
thing.
heroes.
But
Yeah.
it's a history thing, you can't hold a grudge forever.
No.
Generations change.
And the thing is, like,
It
yeah,
seems
history's written by the victors and everything. But if Germany had won, like, best of luck making the Nazis look good. I'm not sure you'd have been able to.
I think you could. You just got to leave out certain things, didn't you? Just don't mention all the shit.
How do you not mention?
Well, America doesn't mention in their patriotic, swearing allegiance or whatever, nuke all Japanese civilians and children.
Yeah, yeah, and they
But-
don't see it in the same way as like the system.
They attacked Pearl Harbor. Yeah, they attacked an island
Yeah.
with some military personnel on it.
Yeah,
And they didn't do very well. And
Yeah.
you nuked their women and children.
yeah,
Seems intense.
yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it's
Let's make
seen
a
as,
film called where we go, I love the smell of napalm in the morning. It's like, America.
Yeah, no,
Nothing against it. It's just a really weird image when you look at it.
Yeah.
Even in context, you go, that's extreme. There was no choice. If the only choice is to vaporize all the women and children, seems like that's a step too far. Seems extreme.
yeah,
Yeah. Saved American lives. Okay. I don't know. Seems weird. But then that's God.
all right.
Little
Just
bow.
to put a bow on that.
Yeah. God works through you to throw stones at birds.
And bombs on Japan.
Yes.
Yep.
And to turn your ketchup bottles upside down.
Twat.
I guess it's as you said. Well, you've explained it. It's the fact that he made loads of money really easily
Yeah.
when he shouldn't have. Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, the thing is perfectly within his right to have made all that money. He made a thing.
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's annoying that it's like, why was that so easy?
Yeah.
I guess.
When something makes sense, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah,
You just go, might
Yeah.
as well do that.
but still, fuck Paul Brown.
Nemesis of the show. Let's get his relatives on.
Yeah.
We'll interview a dying dog of God and Paul Brown's. I don't
He's
know
still
how old
alive.
he is.
He's
Get him
not-
on.
He's not dead.
Let's go to Spain
Yes,
or wherever.
first Skype call. Paul Brown.
Paul Brown. Fuck you. Why? You brought joy to millions.
Yeah.
We don't like that.
You made source application easier for everybody.
Yeah, he helped feed the
But
hungry.
it's not worth $10 million. We were all doing it anyway. We did it ourselves.
Yeah,
and we
he-
were happier.
He just made it easier for you.
Yeah.
Bastard. I want $10 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, weird episode.
Yeah. Another long one.
That's fine. But yeah, another weird episode. Bit of God. Not sure if that's going to make the cut.
Nah.
Not for the full episode anyway. Yeah. See how it goes. But still interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Even just for documentation.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting to have
We'll listen to
genuine
it.
conversation. Well, I argue, well, not argue, but debate stuff. I think in maybe a different way that is either right or wrong, and I think it's healthy to have the conversation anyway.
Yeah.
And it's just like, just interesting to talk because we're both very much of the understanding that you should be able to talk about anything.
Oh, yeah.
And it not destroy anything.
Yeah,
I think there's so many people just like, don't talk about it. It's like, who cares? No one cares.
Talk about whatever you want.
Well, if you do that, and those are the people who, in order to stay in a marriage, they have to buy them lip balm. I bought you that lip balm, right? It's all going to be fine. But I'm not attracted to damaged people. But damaged people are the only people who like me. So it's just no.
I'm at Link Step. So I'm at Sing It Steve.
When is he going to say it? We're at Pulling Teeth Pod on Twitter and Instagram.
You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/pullingteethpodcast, and you can find all of it at pullingteethpodcast.com.
Yep, and wisdom at pullingteethpodcast.com if you want
Yeah.
to email us directly. There's also form submission on the site
Yeah. Yeah.
to have a play. Yeah,
Yeah, that's us for another week.
yeah. All good.
Nothing to tie up. God all wrapped up
God's
in a neat
wrapped
little
up with
bow.
a ribbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Present it to your other half for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day, I guess.
I got you God. That's an impressive gift.
I got you a dead dog. Let's finish on that. Let's agree on that, right? God is a dying dog.
God is a dying dog.
There
all
we
right,
go.
yeah.
If ever we're going to say talk to God, we've got an overlay of a dying dog.